A very good evening and welcome to a brand new edition of Primetime News on TV1. Bringing you the news, I'm Vinajee Seneviratna.
And I'm Krishan Devsagat. Let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines tonight.
The headlines on Newsfirst.
Nationwide religious observances mark the celebration of Vesak, commemorating the triple sacred events of Lord Buddha's life. Crowds of devotees fill temples and other sacred sites across the country. Operation begins to remove man-made waste deposited on the seabed surrounding the island. Notable growth in foreign remittances. Number of tourist arrivals surpasses 1 million for 2026. Ransini Pereira wins gold at the Asian Under-20 Athletics Championships.
Today is the sacred Vesak full moon Poya Day, commemorating the three pivotal events in the life of the Buddha: his birth, enlightenment and passing into parinirvana.
Yes, now on this day, Buddhists around the world observe acts of devotion through both material and spiritual offerings such as almsgiving, observing precepts and lighting lamps in reverent remembrance of this noble occasion, paying homage to Lord Buddha with devoted hearts. Now this year marks the 2570th Vesak festival.
In commemoration of the three pivotal events in the life of Lord Buddha, various religious programs are currently being held in every Buddhist temple and monastery across the island. Since early this morning, devotees have been participating in religious observances to celebrate the Vesak full moon Poya Day at numerous sacred sites, including the Temple of the Sacred Tooth Relic in Kandy, the Attamastana led by the Jai Shri Mahabodhi in Anuradhapura, the Solosmastana led by the Gal Vihara in Polonnaruwa, Situlpawwa, Kirivehera, the Kalaniya Rajamaha Viharaya, Digavapya and the Kaluthara Bodhi. The Sirasa Namami Sirasa Vesak zone, which has drawn thousands of Buddhists, commenced today at the historic Rangiridambulla Rajamahaviharaya.
Now the pandal depicting the life story of Venerable Ananda Thero was opened for public viewing earlier this evening as a key highlight of the Sirasa Namami Sirasa Vesak zone.
The opening ceremony of the Sirasa Namami Sirasa Vesak zone was held this evening at the Rangiridambulla Rajamahaviharaya. The Vesak zone is held under the theme Let's Live Mindfully, Let's Find Peace.
Based on the countless teachings of Lord Buddha, the principles that contribute to the development of a righteous and virtuous person are of great importance. Likewise, for improving one's life in this world and ensuring happiness in future existences, it is essential to turn towards the Dhamma, understand its teachings and principles clearly, and establish the mind properly and be mindful. According to the Dhamma, it is clear that these are matters of great significance. These principles are always relevant for anyone seeking to make their life meaningful and successful.
ධර්මානුකූල අපට පැහැදිලි කරන්න තිබෙන්නේ.
සිරස මාධ්‍ය ජාලය පළවෙනි වතාවට වෙසක් පුන් පොහෝ දිනය වෙනුවෙන්
This is the first time that the Maharaja Media Network is organizing the Sirasa Vesak zone outside of Colombo. For many years, this Vesak zone was held in the vicinity of the Sirasa head office premises in Colombo. You will remember how the Venerable Panyakara Thero, who arrived here from the United States, commenced a peace walk from these sacred grounds.
When departing the island, the Venerable Thero requested us to be mindful and to promote mindfulness. In that instance, our group director, Siobhan Daniel, entrusted us with a number of tasks related to this initiative. As phase one of that effort, we adopted the theme, Let's Live Mindfully, Let's Find Peace, for this year's Vesak celebration and worked to bring this Vesak zone to the Rangiri Dambulla premises. In line with that theme, we will strive to carry out our activities over these 2 days with mindfulness. Through this, we hope to make an effort to develop and enrich our lives.
ඒ තුලින් අපේ ජීවිතය ගොඩනගා ගන්නට අපි උත්සාහ කරමු.
මාධ්‍ය ජාලයක් හැටියට අපිට තිබෙනා වූ වගකීම අනුව අපිට හිතුණා
As a media network, considering the responsibility that we carry, we felt that this year's Vesak theme should be dedicated to a concept that is most essential for our country at this time. We know that according to a principle found in the Anguttara Nikaya, namely the natural order, or what is known as the Dhamma Niyama, or the law of the Dhamma, all activities associated with this Vesak day should be organized in accordance with that principle. At this moment, what we all hope for together is to protect the Dhamma. However, if we truly understand the concept of Dhamma Niyama, we realize that this universal truth is an immense concept without limits. As a media network, there is a certain way in which we must conduct ourselves. As an established media institution in this country, and as one that has grown together with an entire generation, we have a responsibility, especially as the Maharaja Media Network, to act with discipline and in accordance with the Dhamma. If what we spread is hatred, anger and division, then there is no Dhamma in that. But as a media network, we constantly strive to promote values such as love, kindness and compassion. That is why we felt that the concept of let's live mindfully, let's find peace was the most appropriate theme through which to celebrate this year's Vesak festival.
සතිමත්ව නිවෙමු කියන සංකල්පයක් හරහා මේ වසර වෙසක් පොහෝ දිනය සැමරීමට
Beautiful lanterns, puppet shows and devotional songs along with dansas to satisfy the hunger and thirst of devotees arriving from all corners of the island have been organized at the Sirasa Namami Vesak zone. Meanwhile, an AI Vesak zone featuring AI-generated creations by local artists was also inaugurated at the venue. The zone was opened under the patronage of Group Director of the Capital Maharaja Group, Siobhan Daniel.
For the veneration of millions of Buddhist devotees, the sacred Sarvakya relics and other sacred relics were brought to the Sirasa Namami Sirasa Vesak zone from the Dambadeniya Sri Vijayasundara Rama Raja Mahaviharaya. After the chief incumbent of the temple, Venerable Naranguda Sangananda Thero, handed over the sacred relics to MTV Chief Executive Officer Yasarath Kamal Siri. They were escorted to the Rangiri Dambulla Raja Mahaviharaya in a vehicular procession. This took place amidst the sadhu chants of devotees lined up along the roadsides. The Angara relics obtained from Lord Buddha's Mahaparinirvana couch, the sacred Sarvakya hair relics, the sacred Sarvakya bone relics, and the relics of the chief disciples Sariputta and Moggallana, along with the relics of other Maha-Arhats, were enshrined at the Rangiri Dambulla Raja Mahaviharaya. Subsequently, the offering of medicinal beverages for the sacred relics was performed. The Mahasangha, led by the senior registrar of the Asagiriya chapter of the Siam Nikaya and the chief incumbent of the Rangiri Dambula Viharaya, Venerable Dr. Godagama Mangala Thera, graced this occasion. MTV Chief Executive Officer Yasarat Kamal Siri, Group Director and Chief Operating Officer of the Capital Maharaja Group S.C. Veerasekara, Director of Sirasa TV Dharmasri Bandare Kanayaka, Director of Public Relations for MTV MBC Priyantha Vijay Singha, Mayor of Dambula Vasantake Rajamantri, Dambula Divisional Secretary Upeksha Kumari and Dambula Assistant Superintendent of Police WGMM Chandrasiri were among those who attended the event. Following this, the exposition of the sacred relics commenced. A large number of devotees arrived throughout the day to worship the relics.
මට හරි සතුටුයි ඉතර පින්බීමකට ඇවිල්ලා අපේ දඹුල්ල කොච්චර වාසනාවන්තද ගොඩාක් සතුටුයි අපිට ගොඩාක් කාලෙකින් තාම මෙහෙම දෙයක් ලැබෙන්නේ වන්දනා කරගන්න හරි
හරිම සන්තෝෂයි මේ වගේ පිනක් දහම කරගන්න අපිට අවස්ථාව ලබා දීපෙක ගැන මට
Meanwhile, today's broadcast of Sirasa Namami Poya Day program was held centering around the historic Rangiri Dambula Rajamaha Viharaya. A series of programs were broadcast throughout the day on Sirasa TV under the core theme Pinsara Hitin Sathimatva Nivenna, loosely translating to Attain Peace Mindfully with a Meritorious Heart. The Poya Day religious observances commenced with the Sambuddha Puja, followed by the observances of the 8 precepts. The 8 precepts were administrated by the resident monk of the Rangiri Dambula Rajamaha Viharaya and the chief incumbent of the Sri Balagamba Pirivana, Venerable Nikapitiye Sunanda Thera. The Sirasa Dham ceremony Dhamma sermon followed, delivered by Venerable Manikinne Dhirananda Thera, the chief Sanganayaka of the Nuwara Gampalata in the North Central Province. The Sanaramara Sevana program was held with the participation of Venerable Hasalakasila Vimala Thera. The Viharasana program was conducted with the participation of Venerable Dandubaviruppe Mahinda Thera and Venerable Godagama Mangala Thera. A variety of other special programs including Satpiyuma, Ape Pansala and Asirimat Dhatu Purana were also telecast today. A key highlight of today's broadcast on Sirasa TV was a special Dhamma sermon delivered by Venerable Panyakara Thera of Vietnam, who joined the Walk for Peace in the Island of Peace.
For the first time in the history, the sacred relics of our Lord Buddha were respectfully brought from Sri Lanka to the United States. And of course, during this time, we have the relics viewing and veneration. And of course, I have seen many people come and cry quietly in front of the relics. Because deep inside human beings are still searching for something pure, something peaceful, something that is real. And this year, not only did we receive the sacred relics, we also received the sacred Bodhi tree sapling from the Sri Mahabodhi. Who would have imagined this many years ago, a sacred Bodhi tree from Sri Lanka being brought here to America? This is not ordinary. One day, children will walk around that tree, family will meditate there.
The Sri Lanka Public Health Inspectors Union says that 17,818 dansals have been organized across the country in connection with Vesak Poya.
The Public Health Inspectors Union of Sri Lanka states that 17,818 dansals have been organized island-wide in view of the Vesak Poya festival. A rice dancel organized by the Sri Dalada Maligawa in Kandy commenced today in front of the temple premises. Held under the theme of hospitality, the rice dancel will continue today and tomorrow until 8 p.m. A herbal oil dancera was organised this morning at the Sirasa Arana temple in Anuradhapura for the residents in the area. A jackfruit dancera organised by officers of the Sri Lanka Air Force at Mattala was held today near the Mattala Airport junction. A private bus operating along the Kandy-Kadugannawa route offered free transportation services to passengers today. Passengers on board were also provided with free fried rice. A dancera titled Lassana Dancera, organised by the National Youth Services Council, was held today at the NSC premises in Maharagama. A fruit and vegetable dancera was organised today at Divithotabella in Vadimada by a group from the Kapitipula Dedicated Economic Centre. A special dancera distributing baby care kits for expectant mothers was held at the Mihintale Rajamahaviharya. An ice cream dancera organised by the Gampala police station was also held today. Accordingly, the sacred casket containing the sacred relics and the jewellery placed at the Sripada summit after the early morning religious observances tomorrow will be carried in a ceremonial procession back to the Galpothabela Rajamahaviharya in Palmadulla. Every year, the Sripada pilgrimage season begins on the Uduwap full moon Poya day.
In more local news, a notable increase in foreign remittances continues to be recorded according to the central bank reports. Sri Lanka received foreign remittances amounting to $768 million in the month of April alone.
Foreign remittances received during the first 4 months of this year have increased to $3,063 million. This marks a significant increase of 24.5% compared to the same period last year. The Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority says that the number of tourist arrivals so far this year has surpassed the 1 million mark. The highest number of arrivals was recorded from India with 56,063 tourists. During the same period, 8,582 tourists arrived from the United Kingdom, 8,439 from China and 6,443 from Germany. Accordingly, total tourist arrivals from the 1st of January to the 10th May 2026 stands at 1,010,807.
National Environment Week begins today. Accordingly, National Environment Week will be observed from today until the 5th of June. Meanwhile, the Marine Environment Protection Authority says it has launched a program to remove plastic and other waste deposits on the seabed surrounding Sri Lanka's coastal waters.
Plastic waste carried by rivers has now accumulated on the seabed around Sri Lanka's coastal waters. The Marine Environment Protection Authority says a program has been launched to remove this plastic and other waste deposited on the seabed.
මුහුදු පතුල පිරිසිදු කිරීම නැත්නම් සීබෙඩ් ක්ලීනින් කියන එක ඉතාම වැදගත්. අතිශය විශාල ප්ලාස්ටික් ඇතුළු අපද්‍රව්‍ය කන්දරාවක් අපේ කොරල් පර මත සමුද්‍රීය පරිසරයේ පතුලේ තැන්පත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ජෛව විවිධත්වයට විශාල හානියක් වෙලා තියෙනවා. මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් පරිසර සත්‍ය පුරාවටම අපි පළාත් කීපයකම මුහුදු පතුල පිරිසිදු කිරීම කරනවා.
He further said that seabed cleaning operations have already been carried out in the Jaffna and Gaul areas. He also noted that plans are in place to remove plastic and other debris from the seabed in Pasikuda, Kalpitia and the Port City area in the coming weeks.
The Sea of Sri Lanka, a focus of global attention, an invaluable blessing to our nation. Let us protect our motherland and guardian seas as we protect our very lives.
The Sea of Sri Lanka.
Weather first.
Well, Vinuji, it is now time to take a look at today's weather report.
Well, yes, Krishan, Teruni has the details.
Thank you very much, Viruji and Krishan. Taking a look at today's weather report, the Met Department says that showers or thunder showers will occur in the western, Sabaragamuwa and northwestern provinces as well as in the Gaul, Mathura, Kandy and Nuwara Eliya districts. Fairly heavy falls above 50 millimeters are likely at some places in the western and Sabaragamuwa provinces and in the Gaul and Mathura districts as well. Now, showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the Uva province and in the Ampara and Batiklu districts after 1 p.m. today. Fairly strong winds of about 30 to 40 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over the western slopes of the central hills and in the northern, north central, northwestern and also in the southern provinces as well as in the Trincomalee district. Now, the general public is requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers.
Cases of meningitis have recently been reported from several parts of the island. Now, with the festive season underway, health authorities warn that the disease has the potential to spread rapidly. What health guidelines should the public follow to protect themselves? Here's what you need to know.
Meningitis, commonly referred to as brain fever, is a disease that is reported in Sri Lanka every year. So far this year, more than 200 cases of meningitis have been reported across the country. The first cases of the current outbreak were identified on 15th of April in Deniaya in the Mathura district. However, a fresh spread of the disease has now been reported in Valimada, where 33 children are currently receiving treatment at the Valimada Base Hospital. Today, public health inspectors attached to the Uvaparanagama Medical Officer of Health Office conducted awareness programs and provided guidance to residents on preventing the spread of the disease.
සැලඩ් ඒ වගේ ආහාර පරිහරණය తాවකාලිකව නවත්තන එක වඩාත් හොඳයි නැත්නම් අර ජලය මගින් විස බීජත් එක්ක රෝගය පැතිරෙන්න අවස්ථාව තියෙනවා. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට උණුවෙන් ආහාර පිසු සැනින් නැත්නම් උණුවෙන් ආහාර ලබා ගන්න එක වඩාත්ම සුදුසු වෙනවා.
As the disease has been spreading particularly among school children, the epidemiology unit has issued a set of guidelines for schools.
මේ රෝග ලක්ෂණ තියෙන
Our guidelines emphasize the importance of isolating students who show symptoms, practicing proper cough and sneeze etiquette by using tissues, wearing face masks when necessary, reducing overcrowding and maintaining good ventilation. There is absolutely no need to panic. We believe that if the appropriate measures are taken, the spread of the disease can be prevented, and by identifying infected individuals early and ensuring they receive hospital treatment promptly, the situation can be effectively brought under control.
සහ රෝගයට පත් වෙන පිරිස් අපි ඉක්මනින් අඳුනාගෙන රෝහල්ගත කිරීමෙන් මේක අපිට නිසි පරිදි පාලනය කරගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා.
The main symptoms of meningitis include fever, severe headache, vomiting and stiffness of the neck. Symptoms usually develop within 3 to 7 days of exposure to the virus.
මේ රෝගී තත්ත්වයක් තියෙනවා නම් ගම්ලත් වෛද්‍යවරයෙක්ගෙන් උපදෙස් ලබා ගැනීම සිදු කළ යුතුයි. තමන්ට රෝගී තත්ත්වයක් තියෙනවා නම් කරුණා කරලා එක්රැස් වෙන්න යන්න එපා. රෝගී දරුවෙක් ඉන්නවා නම් ඒ දරුවාව පාසල් යවන්න එපා. ඒ ජනයා ඒකරාශී වෙන තැන්වල කාට හරි ශ්වසන පද්ධතිය ආශ්‍රිතව රෝග ලක්ෂණ තියෙනවා නම් ඔහු හෝ ඇය ඒ ඒකරාශී වීම වලට යාමෙන් වැළකීම තමන්ටත් සහ වෙනත් අයට ඉතාමත් හොඳයි.
The Malvathu Mahaviharaya Sangha Sabha has decided to suspend the post of Chief Sanganayaka of Nuwara Kalavya held by the Venerable Pallegama Himarathana Thera. According to a statement issued by the Malvathu Mahaviharaya under the signature of its registrar, Dr. Pahamani Sumangala Thera, the Atamasthana Committee on the Directives of the Sangha Sabha has decided to appoint Venerable Ithalavatnuwa Jnanatilaka Thera to temporarily oversee the duties of the Atamasthana Adhipati. Venerable Jnanatilaka Thera is a member of the committee, the Chief Sanganayaka of the North Central Province and the Chief Incumbent of the Ruwan Valley Sire. The Malvathu Mahaviharaya Sangha Sabha looked into the allegations levelled against Venerable Pallegama Himarathana Thera and had summoned the relevant parties to inquire into the matter. Accordingly, the decision will remain in effect until the ongoing legal proceedings regarding the allegations against Venerable Palligama Hemaratana Thera are concluded and a final verdict is reached. The statement further notes that the decision is being announced on the directives of the Most Venerable Tibbatuwave Sri Sumangala Mahanayaka Thera of the Malwatu chapter.
Diplomatic efforts to secure a breakthrough in talks between the United States and Iran appear to be ongoing, with both sides signaling that discussions are continuing despite the absence of a final agreement.
While there are indications of progress, officials have suggested that significant issues remain unresolved, underscoring the caution approach being taken as negotiations move forward. Let's now turn to Sevin Machado for the latest developments.
Yes, thank you, Krishan and Winerji. Now, US President Donald Trump said he will make a final determination on a deal with Iran to end the war. Though Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghei said that while the exchange of messages is continuing, an understanding has not been finalized. Earlier, Iran's top negotiator Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf said an agreement with the US would not be judged on words, as only actions are the measure. No action will be taken before the other side acts, he added. Meanwhile, US War Secretary Pete Hegseth is currently in Singapore, where he attended the Shangri-La summit today. Addressing the summit, he said the US is ready to restart attacks on Iran if a deal cannot be reached, as negotiators from Washington and Tehran work to bridge major differences blocking an agreement. Here's the latest situation coming from the Middle East war.
The US warned today it was more than capable of resuming war with Iran after US President Donald Trump said any peace deal must adhere to his red lines, including Tehran never being able to develop nuclear weapons. The White House had signaled Trump was close to a decision on an initial deal on Friday, after weeks of mixed signals in tenuous negotiations, though Tehran denied there was a final agreement on ending the Middle East conflict that has jolted the global economy. Trump emerged from the White House Situation Room after spending more than 2 hours with senior aides, but did not immediately announce his decision. Meanwhile, the Pentagon chief, Pete Hegseth, while attending the annual International Institute for Strategic Studies Shangri-La Dialogue 2026 in Singapore, said today that Washington could restart the war if it wanted.
Our ability to recommence if necessary we are more than capable. Our stockpiles are more than suited for that, both there and around the globe, because of how we balance exquisite and more plentiful munitions.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Department of War, issuing a statement, said that Secretary of War Pete Hegseth also discussed the strategic vision of the Indo-Pacific region as it relates to the new national defense strategy during the summit in Singapore. Stating that the Indo-Pacific region has profound implications regarding U.S. security and prosperity, Hegseth addressed concerns about China's historic military buildup and expansion of military activities both in the region and beyond it.
What we seek and what the President has constantly articulated is a genuinely stable equilibrium that works for Americans as well as our ally, a favorable but durable balance of power in which no state, including China, can impose its hegemony and hold the security or prosperity of our nation and our allies in question. And while a decent peace is our goal, make no mistake, America is a Pacific nation, and we insist that China respect our long-standing position in the region and not just insist, but maintain the manifest military strength to underwrite it.
Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has claimed that he is ready to end the US naval blockade on Iran, but only if Iran accepts some conditions. The main conditions are: Iran must never develop a nuclear weapon, the Strait of Hormuz must be reopened fully, any sea mines must be removed, Iran's enriched uranium must be removed and destroyed. No money will be exchanged yet. It is important to understand that this is Trump's announcement, however, not necessarily a final agreed deal. Australia's Minister of Energy, Chris Bowen, says that the country has extended a measure that releases petrol and diesel from domestic reserves as the country continues to grapple with the impact of the Iran war on energy supplies. As of Saturday, Bowen said Australia had 48 days of petrol, 36 days of diesel and 30 days of jet fuel in reserve. the highest level since the US and Israel launched their war on Iran in late February. He described the reserves as, quote, remarkable in the face of very tight international supply chains, unquote. The US Central Command and UK Maritime Trade Operations have issued a warning to all ships transiting the Strait of Hormuz that the American military will soon conduct the major US military operations in the waterway in response to Iran's dangerous and illegal mining. The statement added that US forces are on high alert for Iranian attacks as they are anticipating retaliation from Tehran. It said, quote, any vessel obstructing the operation or supporting mine-laying activities will be targeted by US forces, unquote.
In some more news overseas, a dramatic rescue operation is underway in Laos after a group of gold hunters became trapped inside a flooded cave for more than a week. Here's a look.
The first of 5 men found alive inside a flooded cave in central Laos has been successfully rescued. The group had entered the cave in search of gold but became trapped after flash floods swept through the area on the 20th of May. Rescue divers discovered 5 survivors on Wednesday, huddled together around 300 meters from the cave entrance. 2 other men who entered the cave remain missing. On Friday, Thai rescuers confirmed that the first survivor has been brought safely out of the cave. But today, rescuers announced that the remaining 4 survivors had also been freed. Officials say the rescue operation was a race against time, with heavy rain and thunderstorms forecast for the region. Video footage released after the discovery showed the men covered in mud, exhausted, hungry and suffering from chest pains after spending 10 days trapped underground. The cave system is located in the remote Shaysombun province and contains extremely narrow passages, with some sections measuring just 50 centimeters wide. Rescuers had initially planned to pump floodwaters out of the cave, but after that effort failed, alternative rescue methods were considered. The search for the 2 missing men is expected to continue.
Now shifting our attention towards the sports arena for today. Today was a golden day in the history of Sri Lankan youth athletics. The 2026 Asian Under-20 Athletics Championship are currently underway. Now today marks the 3rd day of the competition. Sri Lanka secured both a gold medal and a bronze medal today.
Sri Lanka won the gold medal in the women's 200 meters event at the 2026 Asian Under-20 Athletics Championships. The gold medal was secured by Ronsini Pereira, a student of Dharmapala Vidyalaya, Pannipitiya. She clocked a time of 24.7 seconds to claim the top spot. Sri Lanka's Risansa Hirupama, who also competed in the event, finished in 5th place. In the men's 200 meters event, Sri Lanka's Sadev Rajakaruna won the bronze medal, recording a time of 21.13 seconds. Rajakaruna is a student of Joseph Vaz College, Winnapur. Sri Lanka's Omel Silva finished in 4th place in the same event. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka also secured a bronze medal in the 4x400 meters mixed relay event. This came after the Indian team was disqualified for a rule violation. Sri Lanka's Tarusha Mendes, who competed in the men's high jump event at the championships, won the silver medal. He cleared a height of 2.14 meters. The championships being held in Hong Kong will conclude tomorrow.
And on that note, we wrap up tonight's edition of Primetime News. For the Newsfirst team, I am Krishan Devasagayam.
And I am Vinaji Senaviratna, signing off for Newsfirst. Thank you for watching. Good night.